Good morning, students. Today we are starting with our third chapter, that is human reproduction. And in this video, I'll give you a brief introduction about this chapter. See, in earlier chapters, we discussed reproduction in organisms, reproduction in flower. So here also, reproduction word simply means that organisms are going to produce young ones of their own type, and the purpose of reproduction is always to maintain their species, the existence of their species on earth. So this is why organisms follow the process of reproduction. Now we broadly classify reproduction into two methods: asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. Some of the organisms can only go for asexual reproduction, while some organisms are using both the methods, asexual and sexual reproduction. We have to discuss about human reproduction. So humans basically reproduce by sexual method. When we discuss about sexual method of reproduction, basically specialized cells are involved in this method, and these specialized cells are known as gametes. Without gametes, sexual reproduction will not takes place. And if human reproduction is there, then these gametes are basically called as heterogametes. Heterogamete means both the sexes are having different type of gametes. The male gametes are known as spermatozoa and the female gametes are known as ova. The spermatozoa are basically small in size and they are motile, while the ova are large in size and they are immotile, and the process of formation of these gametes is known as gametogenesis. So formation of spermatozoa is known as spermatogenesis and formation of ova is known as oogenesis. It takes place in males and this takes place in females. So I can say that humans, the male and female, basically show sexual dimorphism. They are having different body structures, they are having different reproductive system, plus they are producing different type of gametes. Now there are lots of phases that are involved in embryonic development. What are these phases of embryonic development? First thing is there should be formation of gametes. Without gamete formation, embryo formation will not take place. So the first phase is gametogenesis. Gametogenesis simply means formation of gametes, that is spermatozoa and ova. So firstly gametes will be formed and second phase will be fertilization. Means these gametes are going to come together. This will be a male gamete, this will be a female gamete. They are going to fuse together and they are leading to the formation of zygote. And this process in humans is known as conception. The third phase is known as gestation. Gestation field means zygote formation. This zygote is going to divide and it will convert into a young one. That complete phase is gestation, and in human it takes place almost 280 days. Now this gestation phase is also divided into various steps, like first one is cleavage and blastulation. Means this zygote is now undergoing various mitotic divisions, cleavage will take place and there will be a mass of cells will be formed, and these mass of cells, now this structure will be known as blastomere. So this will be the first stage, zygote undergoes mitotic divisions and leads to formation of mass of cells known as blastomere. Now this blastomere is going to arrange itself into germ layers. 3 germ layers are there: ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm, and that stage is known as gastrulation. So at gastrulation stage basically there will be formation of germ layer, and finally the third stage will be organogenesis. Means these germ layers are going to differentiate into tissues, organs, organ system. And this is how from a zygote, one single cell, a complete young one is going to develop. And the last stage will be known as parturition. Parturition means birth of a young individual. So these are the different stages or different phases of embryonic development that is taking place in organisms. When we talk about human reproductive system, various organs are taking part in human reproductive system. Some organs are known as primary sex organs, and some organs are basically known as secondary sex organs. Now, what is the difference between these primary sex organs and secondary sex organs? Basically, primary sex organs are those sex organs which are involved in the formation of gametes, and they are involved in the formation of hormones also. So, these are directly involved in the formation of gametes and hormones. And different type of gametes and hormones are released in males and females. So these are having different type of sex organs. If we talk about males, so basically testis is functioning as primary sex organ in males, and in females ovaries are functioning as primary sex organs. These are involved in the formation of gametes plus male sex hormones and female sex hormones. The secondary sex organs. Secondary sex organs are not directly involved in the gamete or hormone formation, but they are having ducts, or means they are the passage, the path through which these gametes are going to travel, and these are providing the appropriate medium for the process of fertilization. So they are helping the process, or you can say the secretions that are being secreted by the primary sex organs, or such type of organs are known as secondary sex organs. Now the hormones, the male and female sex hormones, like in males testosterone is there and in females estrogen and progesterone is going to function. These functions under specific hormones that are being released by anterior lobe of pituitary, and these are follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone. We will discuss later on what are the actions of FSH and LH. So this is the introductory part. In next class we will discuss about the male reproductive system in detail.